That's my
So,
button.
go ahead.
Ahem. Ladies and gentlemen
Hello.
of this fine meeting, friends, associates, new acquaintances. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I am a humble servant of the glorious kingdom of Trillium, her head vizier and advisor to the king, and an ally to all sailors. Or at least I was, until I was framed. I am a man of many titles, a creature of many facets, as we all are. However, among these designations, violent is not one of them. Perhaps a few may think of me as a liar, though I've been nothing but transparent with our brothers and sisters, and I will continue to be open about my intentions and actions here and now. I am not a violent man. I'm a man that has refused violence in the past, and if my sword had been inspected before it were confiscated from me before, it would have been noted to have zero damage to it, not a scratch. A decorative item meant to scare off thieves. Trillium is a home of peace, and I am her greatest advocate. Do we have somewhat controversial ideas of what peace entails? Supposedly. Though nobody has quite tried to understand our beliefs, opting instead to crafting a narrative of hate against us, against me, as a scapegoat for a much larger plot. A week ago, there was a meeting, a leaders' meeting, as many of you might recall, and I was Trillium's representative. In that meeting, though many cut me off, refused to let me speak, insisted that we were violent and sinister despite no evidence for such but random accusations with no founding but rumors, I still showed kindness. Do you know why? Because sailors are my family. The Continental Navy, Tui, even Galathea, all sister nations to Trillium. I used that wording quite a lot. Enough so that people took notice of it. Sister nations. I declared that even if our opinions were different, even if we came to odds, Trillium would stand with her sisters against united threat. This was not a nice deed. This was not flowery language to make us look better. It was an honorable promise, one that we still intend to keep, that I still intend to keep. Despite everything that has occurred to me, do you know where this promise has landed me? Where my trust in my fellow sailors has ended up displacing me? A few hours into yesterday, I was picking apples with my quartermaster, our interim king, while the true king was occupied. Picking apples. I was in the midst of baking a cake even, waiting to congratulate our adventuring group we'd sent to explore the world and make better relationships with our sisters. Earlier that day, we'd had tourists, sailor and pirate alike, and they can attest to warm hospitality despite our public image. While Klaus and I, God rest his soul, were picking apples to provide for our home, we were blindsided, ambushed by a band of pirates, 20 or more of them. I watched as they slaughtered my dear friend and surrounded me like wolves, howling and barking in my ears. I thought I would die there. They took me, blindfolded me, tied my wrists so tightly they bled. You're a hostage, they said. This isn't personal. We were hired to do this. As if it made the truth any easier to stomach. The truth that I had been informed of by someone who'd come to Trillium earlier that day. A simple traitor at first, I thought. Then they told me that our dear sister was going to commit a heinous act against us. They're paying pirates, they warned. They'll come for blood. I didn't want to believe it. I couldn't believe it. Our dear sister. Why? Why I needed to know, even as I was hauled from a boat, knees scraping dirt, and forced to walk. I was brought to a prison. I was met with the face, or lack thereof, of one whom I'd considered an ally. A sister, even. Spider-Man, or Bread, as you know her. I was thrown into a sow. It was cold and dingy, and though they did provide me with some comforts at my begging, stripped me of all my belongings, even my banner, the one thing bringing me comfort in the time. Even went so far as to take my name. Branch, they called me, laughing all the while, my discomfort on display like a zoo animal. I had to beg to be called something that reminded me of my home instead, as I knew they wouldn't call me by my name anymore. I wasn't a person to them. Bread finally spoke then of something I will not forget. I know what I'm doing is evil. I had never been more hopeless. My friend was murdered in front of me. My people were far away and nobody knew where I was. They tortured me. Not Bread, but her people. The thugs she hired. I bled on stone floors until they put carpet to soak it up. I was forced to eat raw meat to regain enough strength for them to kick me in the ribs again. I thought I would die there. Not in a bang or a flash, not in combat, but alone, slowly. Not being able to see the world I love, the people I love being turned into puppets and played around, but hearing the distant screams while I sat uselessly, half blinded, forgotten by all but a maniac. Yet there was hope. A small bud of it, one that I feared may be immediately trampled if I dare trust it to blossom. I escaped with assistance, not to seek revenge, to seek truth, justice for Klaus and all those she's led to the deaths of. I'm not here to beg you to change your mind on Trillium and her worries. I will not ask Galathea to join a war because I know your principles and I respect them, as one pacifist to another. I came here to ask you to listen, for you to open your mind to the greater scheme, the one we are all being played into. There are defectors in the Continental Navy, the ones here with me today, and they know of a dastardly plot, one that involved me and my kingdom being framed for a violence we were strictly incapable of. We would never raise a sword against our fellow sailor. Never. She will try to change her story. She already has. In the news she's posted and in her own testimonies, she's altered the timeline drastically, at first suggesting that I attacked her in a meeting, then suggesting we join hostility to pirates first. None of it is true. I have little proof to back up this claim. The only true witness to the original attack has been slaughtered. All of my belongings were stolen. Some of my people overheard the aftermath, one of them here with me today. Some were accosted by the very pirates hired to take me, the ones who stayed behind to raid our home. My friends, my family, I won't beg you to believe me, but I am her victim, not a perpetrator. And soon enough, if nothing changes, if she gets away with this, you all will be too. I'm sorry for taking so long with my statement. I'll answer any questions to the best of my ability when the time comes, but I'm shaken by this whole situation. Please understand. Thank you.